We begin in the NFL with the end of an era coming to an end in New England as the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick have agreed to mutually part ways after 24 seasons. Bill Belichick won 6 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. His last Super Bowl came in 2018. So, as I woke up Wednesday, this is after Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks went their separate ways. This is also after Nick Saban retired. I woke up Wednesday, January the 9th, and the news came to my phone about Bill Belichick and how the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick are going their separate ways. And so my immediate reaction to the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick going their separate ways was Bill Belichick was the greatest NFL head coach of all time. Now, I want to talk about the good before I talk about the bad when it comes to Bill Belichick. You look at Bill Belichick and what he was able to accomplish while he was the head coach and general manager for the New England Patriots. This is Bill Belichick's resume over 24 years as a head coach. He went 296 and 133. He won 30 playoff games. He won 17 AFC East titles. He won 9 AFC championship games. And he won 6 Super Bowls. And to give you more context, while Bill Belichick was the head coach for the New England Patriots in the AFC East between the New York Jets, Miami Dolphins, and Buffalo Bills, there were 25 head coaches that were hired and fired in between the time when Bill Belichick started being the head coach in New England and when he just departed Wednesday. 25 head coaches in the Bill Belichick era in New England. Talk about stability. And one of the things that I feel like Bill Belichick doesn't get enough credit for is his ability to have a disciplined football team. And each and every week, when you watch the New England Patriots, sometimes there were opposing players who played at a high level in a specific game, and the Patriots could lose games. It happened in the Super Bowl when they went up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Nick Foles had a tremendous performance. Now, Tom Brady still threw for over 500 passing yards in that Super Bowl, but Nick Foles played out of his mind, and the Philadelphia Eagles upset the New England Patriots. But that was because Foles had one of those performances no one saw coming. And so we also witnessed Eli Manning, who's not a great quarterback. Hell, I don't even know if Eli Manning is a good quarterback. But in the Super Bowl, when he went up against the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick, Eli Manning had 2 great performances, and he was clutch in both of those Super Bowls when he went up against the Patriots. But it took that type of performance to beat the Patriots. Where I'm going at with it is, it was something that happened that we didn't see coming. It's almost like the unexpected had to happen in order for the New England Patriots to lose in the postseason in the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era. That's what it was. And so that's because Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, they never beat themselves. And so that's why I say that the New England Patriots in the Bill Belichick era was one of the more disciplined football teams in the last quarter of a century. They never beat themselves. Also, they were always prepared. Always prepared. We never watched the New England Patriots football game and thought, gee, they're not really prepared tonight. They're not really ready to play football this afternoon. That never happened in the Bill Belichick era. And so that's one thing I give Belichick credit for is having a disciplined football team. Also, I feel like Bill Belichick did a tremendous job in the dynasty, during the New England Patriots dynasty. He did a tremendous job having some great defensive players in his defensive personnel room during his tenure. You look at some of these players who played for Bill Belichick: Richard Seymour, Teddy Bruschi, Willie McGinnis, Vince Wilfork, Rodney Harrison, Ty Law, okay, Mike Vrabel, Asante Samuel, Devin McCourty, Stephon Gilmore, Rob Ninkovich. And the reason why I bring all these players up who played for Bill Belichick, who were tremendous defensive players, the reason why I bring those players up is because Belichick knew how to manage that great defensive personnel. Because I'm going to get to Tom Brady here in a minute and what he meant to Bill Belichick's legacy. But in the early part of the Patriots dynasty, before Tom Brady became Tom Brady, it was the New England Patriots defense that helped the Patriots win their first few Super Bowls. Tom Brady, in the first 2 Super Bowls, maybe even first 3, dare I say, Tom Brady was a game manager. He was a game manager at the beginning of his career before he became great. So why were the New England Patriots competing and winning Super Bowls? They were competing and winning Super Bowls because of Bill Belichick. And so I can't say enough about the job that he's done in 24 years. Listen, I'm 33 years old. I just turned 33 December 26th. And so for majority of my adult life, Bill Belichick has been the head coach and the general manager in the face of the New England Patriots organization. And it's just amazing what he's been able to accomplish in his career, and the stability is what does it for me. The stability and holding players accountable as well. He coaches hard. Bill Belichick coaches players hard. Like he's not one of these new age head coaches who is a player's coach. That's not Bill Belichick. He's not a player's coach. Now, does he have great relationships with his players? Absolutely. But in the mix of practicing and preparing for games, watching film and so forth, Bill Belichick has an expectation. And if you don't meet that expectation and don't make the necessary sacrifices, Bill Belichick doesn't want anything to do with you. He don't want anything to do with you. And so it's crazy because there's been some great players. And one that comes to mind is Chad Ochocinco, who I love and got a lot of respect for. Chad had a great career, one of the greatest receivers in NFL history. But when Chad went to New England, he wasn't able to adapt to the culture in New England, and he really didn't have much of a career when he was in New England. He really didn't. And so I think you have to understand what that culture was in New England and what Bill Belichick built. And so, man, the stability. And another stat, Bill Belichick coached football teams. They were the true definition of when you make a mistake, they will make you pay. In the Bill Belichick era, the New England Patriots were 17-0 whenever the opposing team turned the football over. Think about that for a second. In the playoffs, 17-0 whenever the opposing team makes a mistake and turns the football over. So that means they capitalize off your mistakes. So I got a lot of great thoughts on Bill Belichick, and I got a ton of respect for what he was able to accomplish in 24 years at being the New England Patriots head coach. And again, also, too, one thing I want to say also about Bill Belichick. Honestly, if it wasn't for Bill Belichick, it's a possibility that Tom Brady never gets discovered. Remember, when Tom Brady took over the job in New England as their head coach, the quarterback was Drew Bledsoe, and Drew Bledsoe was a proven NFL quarterback who had just got paid a ton of money. And Bill Belichick, he had the courage to keep Tom Brady in as his starting quarterback, even though Drew Bledsoe was on the team. And this is something that it was controversial because people were thinking, we're paying Drew Bledsoe all this money. We don't know anything about this Tom Brady kid. And I thought Bill Belichick having Tom Brady in that moment start for him and put the trust in Tom Brady to lead the Patriots football team, it says a lot about Bill Belichick and his ability to recognize talent when he sees it. And he was able to recognize Tom Brady because that was Drew Bledsoe's football team. People don't really remember or understand that was Drew Bledsoe's football team when Tom Brady took over as a starting quarterback. And Tom Brady took over as a starting quarterback, and the New England Patriots never looked back. And in the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick era, they became the best quarterback head coach duo in NFL history. And they went 6-3 in the Super Bowl. So that was the great things I want to say about Bill Belichick. Now, let's transition to the other side and some things that not so great about Bill Belichick. We can't talk about Bill Belichick's legacy without talking about the bad things. One of the bad things that happened in the New England Patriots dynasty was Spygate and Deflategate. You got to bring that up. You have to mention that when you talk about how great Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots were. The one stain on Belichick's legacy in New England is Spygate and Deflategate. It's something that you have to discuss and talk about. That's one thing. Another thing is, even though Bill Belichick won 6 Super Bowls, he went to 9 Super Bowls. So he had 9 Super Bowl appearances. He went 6-3 in the Super Bowl, and his 2 out of those 3 losses came to Eli Manning. And while Eli Manning was one of the more clutch quarterbacks in NFL history, Eli Manning, in my opinion, was never viewed as an elite quarterback. I've never viewed Eli Manning as being elite. Hell, again, I don't even believe that Eli Manning is necessarily good. When I think about good quarterbacks, I think about Matt Ryan. I think about Phillip Rivers, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford. I have never viewed Eli Manning on any of those players I just named level. And Bill Belichick lost to Eli Manning twice in the Super Bowl. He didn't lose to Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. He didn't lose to Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl. He didn't lose to Drew Brees in the Super Bowl. He lost to Eli Manning twice. So to me, that has to count as a blemish on his resume because Eli Manning has never been great in my eyes. So that's another thing that I feel like you have to discuss when you talk about Bill Belichick. Also, Belichick, remember, when Tom Brady departed from New England, Belichick wanted Tom Brady gone. Tom Brady didn't want to leave New England. If it was up to Bill, if it was up to Tom Brady, I believe he would have wanted to retire a New England Patriot. But, and it's reports about this, everyone talks about this in New England. If Bill Belichick wanted Tom Brady to remain in New England, then Tom Brady would have stayed in New England and most likely would have retired a New England Patriot. Robert Kraft didn't want Tom Brady to leave New England, and neither did Tom Brady want to leave New England. Bill Belichick wanted Tom Brady to leave. And so if you push out the greatest quarterback in NFL history with all the success that you have had as a head coach and a quarterback, then you have to receive some of that blame once your plan doesn't work. So let's look at what Bill Belichick has done over the last 4 years since Tom Brady has departed from New England. Since Tom Brady has left New England, Bill Belichick, his record is 47-57. And in the 4 years since Brady left New England, the Patriots went to the playoffs one time. That was in the 2021 season. They went to the playoffs one time, and they got bum rushed by Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. And so you can make a legitimate argument that since Brady departed from New England, they haven't been the same ever since. And this is why I understand some people who believe that I understand their position, but I don't necessarily agree. But I understand why those are individuals out there who are Tom Brady fans who give Brady more credit than Belichick when it comes to the Patriots dynasty. There are people out there who believe that Tom Brady deserves more credit, and I understand why. Because once Brady left New England, they've been 47-57 ever since and have one playoff appearance in 4 years. One. And also, the other thing with Bill Belichick is, remember after Mac Jones' rookie season, he brought in Joe Judge and Matt Patricia as his offensive coordinators for Mac Jones. Now, I'm not the biggest Mac Jones fan, but to me, Mac Jones was never put in a position to succeed after his rookie season. Not at all. Not at all. And that was my biggest issue with Bill Belichick. To me, offensively, he dropped the ball for the Patriots after Tom Brady left New England all the way around. Like, he never was able to draft offensive personnel. And you have to be able to adapt to today's NFL. That whole idea of run the football and play great defense, those days are gone. They're gone. You have to be able to put up points in the NFL. And that's been my biggest issue with the Patriots over the last few years. Offensively, they just have not been very good overall as a football team. Even this year, they were ranked 31st in total yards per game. They were ranked 28th in passing yards per game, 26th in rushing yards per game, averaging 14 points per game. That was tied for 31st. So I believe that Bill Belichick's inability to draft offensive personnel and put together a great support system for Mac Jones is the reason why the Patriots have struggled since Tom Brady departed 4 years ago. And also, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, which also, after the divorce, means that Tom Brady essentially won the divorce. He won the divorce. But I think it was time for the Patriots to move on from Bill Belichick, and it was time for a new era in New England. And again, his inability to draft offensive personnel, that derailed him. That derailed Bill Belichick. But he had a great head coaching career in New England. He still wants to coach. And these are the head coaching vacancies that's out there. Chargers, Commanders, Falcons, Panthers, Raiders, Seahawks, Titans. I feel like the best destination for Bill Belichick is the LA Chargers. Because if you go into LA, you are the head coach and you already have a great quarterback in Justin Herbert to build around. And I think that would set Belichick up for future success. So I think the best head coaching vacancy for Bill Belichick is the LA Chargers. Falcons don't have a quarterback. Commanders, I don't believe in Sam Howell. Panthers got Bryce Young, but he's short, and he didn't play well in his rookie season. And I'm looking at these other jobs. The Titans, they don't really have a proven quarterback either. So the only head coaching vacancy that has a proven quarterback is Justin Herbert. That is the best destination for Bill Belichick. But shout out to Bill Belichick and shout out to the New England Patriots for a tremendous dynasty during his 24 seasons as their head coach and their general manager. It's a time in my life I will never, ever forget.